Okay, test, test, test. Audio check. 1, 2, 3. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 3. Sound check. Haven't used this thing in like, oh god, too many weeks. Too many weeks. Let me check this on Audacity. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. 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 2, 3. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. Gotta turn that off because now I have to like, Oops, I have that up. I don't need that up right now. Oops, wrong button. Okay, check, check, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just checking out audio levels. Oops, wrong button. Okay, check, check, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just checking out audio levels. Okay, gotta turn that off. I think it's decent. Copy link address. Okay, now let me just get some music going on here now. Everything going.
got your respect. I just slaughter, don't be bothered. Watch where you step, it might be hot water. You oughta pay me now, cause right now it's about to go down. You die, get paid. More cash, I'm out of this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now. Ain't that funny? You die, I get paid. More cash, I'm out of this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now. Ain't that funny? Jack, he's a psychomaniac. That's right, it's Defo sight. It don't matter who's wrong or right. I just might catch you slipping. Getting paid is my intuition and my ambition. It's the brother city of the siege. More death, more cheese. Gotta get the paper, be Jamaica. And these boss, I'm the Undertaker. And ain't no shortage, I can't be laid off. In fact, rest in chaos. I get paid. More cash, I'm out of this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now. Ain't that funny? I get paid. More cash, I'm out of this game. It's crazy, I get more money by killing these fools now. Ain't that funny? Look around, tell me what do you see? A lunatic now, get like me. It's a rap by the count of three, and it's all being filmed on Shock TV. Yeah, it's me, I'ma do my best to rip to your chest, mangle your flesh, dangle your neck, fatten my check. I don't really care if I got your respect. I just slaughter, don't be bothered. Watch where you step, it might be hot water. You oughta pay me now, cause right now it's about to go down.
My breath is stopped at 5 in the morning. Calm the spreads before the storming. Biting my nails at emergency exits. Tell me where is tomorrow? The day has come. The night won't let us see the sun. The rain will last till the next millennium. I hate to say both are here to stay in this world we share. Still it's not hard in the slightest. You're walking and for sleeping, you're tripping like this. I'm not more to criticize it, even if I care. Float in your fantasy. I sing to show the things that you're imagining. What do you say? The maze is twisting, ever twisting, till you climb to see what you're missing. Sound of a bill from a tiny adventurer signals a new beginning. Are you sure that you're not shaking? Such uncertain roads you're taking. Every step that you take it is changing you. It is tomorrow, the day has come. I see the future and the food it brings. This town.
Oh, okay, I'm back. Alrighty then. So yeah, I'm going another week, seeing if I can do it without any music playing in the background. And the hell is that? It's a noise. Anyways, yes, welcome back. Episode 5, soloQue podcast. Wow. Let me just talk about that real quick. Yes, welcome to soloQue podcast, where hopefully I can carry myself through this whole thing. Yeah, I'm late again. I think later than I normally am. I know there's, let's see, one where I was just late by a week because I couldn't get myself to do this. There's another one, let's see, a couple weeks ago I didn't do because school. Yeah. Classes prevented me because I had a lot of stuff to do and I couldn't do it in the time I wanted to. Then, time after that, I think I decided to take, what was it? July 4th, Independence Day off. And then I tried doing it like on, well, Sunday, Friday, Wednesday. No, didn't work. Because there were many times where I just could not get myself to do it because by the time I wanted to do it, it was already like 10 and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it in the next couple of hours, and then I get lost in YouTube. Or I want to do it like, okay, 4 o'clock, okay, after dinner. Then I pass out and don't wake up until like 10 or midnight, and then I'm like, go do it then. No, I either try to sleep wake up in an hour and then try to sleep, wake up in an hour and stay up for the rest of the day. Yeah. Good news, I am done with classes for now until August, which hopefully I will still be capable of doing this, even though I think let's see. I think I have to take 4, then take 5 in the next upcoming ones, and that's going to be awesome. Not really. But I have figured out something. I've been doing a lot of bike riding, and I'm very sore. Also, I'm very tired most of the day. I think I know why. Pretty sure I have a magnesium deficiency. It's because I read up, and apparently drinking a lot of caffeinated drinks like coffee, and eating a lot of sugars, and drinking a crap load of soda regularly consumes or reduces the absorption of magnesium, which is the thing that helps you be active. Lacking of it makes you lethargic, can be cause of insomnia, can also affect your mood negatively. I've been having a very negative mood in past couple of weeks. I'm not going to say that's the only reason, but yeah, I think it doesn't help. So, whoa. Okay, dokies. Now, hopefully I can... I don't even know. I want to keep this at an actual schedule, but I still haven't been able to do it. Maybe this is a good sign to say maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Then again, if I don't do this, I'm not going to be doing anything. Anyways, that done. Let's get on to video games. So the first thing I was talking about wow. Let me say that again. The first thing I wanted to talk about was, well, first it was going to be Overwatch, because there's some things I thought about, but then there's new stuff that came out just today that I can also put on top of that. Okay. So something I've been hearing a lot about was the competitive mode, and it seems there are a lot of people who are just straight out avoiding it. Not just because, well, maybe it's not the way they want to play the game, but also because, well, it's kind of jank. It feels kind of rushed out. I haven't played it, no, but that's what a lot of people are saying. It just feels kind of rushed out. A lot of broken issues, and I think some of the issues may have been kind of fixed, but here's some things that happened, right? So one, they replaced it with, it's a rank, what's it called? A skill ranking system or skill rating system, where it literally finds your skill level and pops you in there. It is not a ladder, okay? So like, think Hearthstone, that is a ladder system. You climb up that thing. It's made if you have like a 50% win rate. It's made to be climbed. It's not, it doesn't show an accurate skill. It's just made to be climbed. Whereas a more ranked-based system, skill-based system, which is like just any elo system like in chess or whatnot, is you take placements, here's your area, then you take more matches, and then you level out to where you belong, and you don't go up or down unless you don't go up or down depending upon wins or losses. But it's all about, if you're going to go up, it's that you prove that you're actually gaining skill. So it's more of a slow and steady climb, or whatever you call it. It's not made to be climbed, right? It's not made to be climbed. If you like place it like gold something, you're gold something. Not capable of getting to diamond without playing 2,000 games. So yeah, that's what Overwatch has right now. Then we have the next issue of, I believe it was both Assault, the capture the points match, not just one but two, and Payloads, where you have these large amounts of gains or losses. But then you had King of the Hill, which kind of had a minuscule gain, a minuscule loss. I think they fixed that, but just having this huge influx that wasn't consistent across the board. They had lever issues, which they did put harsh leave penalties on, which can go up to suspension from temporary to permanent suspension from that ranked season. But people still seem to do it, at least in the, I think it's the lower ratings. So they haven't implemented harsher things, which, like, say, keeps them from playing immediately. So they can kind of just, I guess you could say, strategically leave in order to, say, avoid something, which that also punishes the team by giving them a loss. I think you can actually win the game and still kind of lose the game, which is, BS. And I think that some losses are also heavily punished, while wins are also not as heavily rewarded. And then there's a lot of stuff that just seems to be kind of out of whack. The coin flip system for sudden death, where, okay, now you pick heads or tails. And they used to have it where it was just always a control point, which it didn't make it feel right. But it was probably the most balanced system, because before after that, they implemented whatever map you're on. Okay, if it's like a control map, then you have this point where you go and one attack, one defend off of a coin flip, and then whoever captures the first point or doesn't, wins. While that makes some sense, it kind of feels like in some cases you literally win or lose off of the coin flip, because maybe that particular match you just were not good at defending, and, well, the attackers have an advantage, then boom. So yeah, sometimes they're doing away with that system, first off. Just a whole bunch of, like, random stuff that it feels like it's not smoothed out. It's very rough, very rushed. And I just don't think it's really a worthwhile kind of experience at this moment, especially if you enjoy the idea of playing a competitive mode, of gaining skill rating to show off a skill, because it's not fully representative. There is also a problem where, values damage over healing, which also tries to do for individual characters, which can lead for, like, say, whole teams being almost at the same rating, except for the support character who's, like, just below. It's like, wow. So again, it's all kind of messed up and not fully representative. Most likely it's going to get also some changes in the next season. So yeah, I don't think it's really a worthwhile or something to put a lot of thing on it, because again, it's not like you play a whole lot and then you can get up to the ranking. Odds are at one point you're going to go there and you're just going to kind of grind to a hole. Anyways, so I can talk about more. New hero was announced. So a lot of people were talking about this character, Sombra. No idea where that character came from, but they thought that maybe this, like, Omnic, who I think they said that it was supposed to be, was also possibly, like, Farah's mother. Maybe, I don't know, rebuilt or something. Don't know. But they didn't know it was supposed to have this bionic rifle, which, heals people when you shoot them, which is a fun concept. That was true. Being Farah's mother was true. It's not Sombra. It's not an Omnic. She's called, I think it's pronounced Ana. It's with one N. So, interesting idea. She has a, bionic rifle, so it shoots people, and depending upon who it shoots, it either heals or deals damage, but they're both over time. So healing is literally overtime healing, damage, overtime, damage. A bionic, I think it's biotic grenade, which has a base heal, base damage to enemies, and while anyone caught in the field, their healing is amplified, so you healing them or other healers healing them, their healing's amplified, while it completely cuts off healing to the enemy, meaning it is a counter to healing now, that's interesting. Sleep Dart. That is also super interesting, because that can easily be used as a means to interrupt ultimates or protect yourself, or, just keep people out of place. Although it does, the effect does go away as soon as someone's damaged. And her ultimate is a type of nanomachine boost, that whoever you pump it on, it gives a damage boost, it gives a speed boost, and it gives a resistance boost, which makes them kind of like a Juggernaut. From what I can tell, it's kind of like mixed. Either it's like, well, give it to a competent player, and that person can probably do, like, whole team clears, team wipes, or just in general, it's not like a super strong on every person, but has potential most likely on tanks. I don't know, still is yet to be seen, because just released, not been released to the entire live server, so we can't make any true thoughts. So she's a sniper. There's one thing I think that's kind of obvious. She lacks one big thing: mobility. Now, I'm not too upset with the idea of not being able to move super fast like Lucio, or be able to jump like Mercy and whatnot. That not every character needs like a super mobility here and there everywhere, right? But she was showcased in her demo on the top of a perch on Anubis, which I know that unless you have like jump jets or something, you can't get up there. How'd she get up there? So, also, her scope is kind of useless because you're not going to be too far from your team, and again, you're not going to be perched up anywhere, so it's not so useful. It's kind of misrepresentative of what's going on with her character. Hopefully there's some kind of like changes around, but she doesn't even have a passive that allows her to like climb walls or anything, which I feel is kind of not a huge detriment. It's just not really good. But she does seem like a fun character to play, and fun with the how she heals. Meaning, like, I don't have too much problem with a support, but I feel like Mercy, people say that she's a 100% 100% must-have on a team. Maybe in competitive, maybe at the higher levels of competitive, but I don't like that idea, especially in quick play, because I don't like the idea of having you need to have X character in any way, shape, or form. If anything, people say that her ultimate and everything's like, game-changing, while the devs themselves saying looking at data, it's like she didn't really have true, what was it? Not game-changing, but like, she wasn't the killer app. I don't know. That's kind of like what was being said. So they did change some things around her and they changed some other things with other characters. Like for Mercy, it was, let's see, they buffed her tether for damage and decreased damage to like 50%. I know that they, they decreased the rate at which her ultimate charges because it seems to be up all the time. And yeah, actually I did kind of use this even in like the practice range, where it did seem like it was up pretty often. But they also made it so that she is capable of moving while she uses her ultimate. So she's not pinned in a location anymore, which is one thing that got her killed a lot. Other changes was like Zenyatta gets 50 more shield, so he effectively has more health overall. His Transcendence, his ultimate, allows him to just move faster, and I believe it heals for, I think it was a longer duration or more overall, which means that it kind of takes that whole idea of him supposed to be in the back line, so not really doing a whole lot once he ults, meaning he can kind of like go from the back line to in the middle of the team when he ults and then go back or something. They said maybe they might have made him too strong, depending, so it really does depend, so we're going to have to see how those nerfs work. Diva, she now has a resource system for her matrix, so it's not like you click it and it automatically comes up and then goes away after a set period of time and then doesn't have its same cooldown. It has a 1 second cooldown, but it consumes this like resource kind of like Pharah's fuel. So you can have it on for as long as it's depressed. It's been moved to the left mouse button. It's the left, no, it's the right. The mouse button, and so you can use it whenever you need to, and it takes a full 10 seconds to recharge fully, but now it actually should shift how you use it. Whether or not this makes her, really good depends, because they didn't really want to give her too much of a damage buff, because that might be too much. But I think that's fine. A lot of other things, like I know that they changed up how that self-healing also charges your ultimate, meaning that they had to reduce some charges by like 10%, except for Roadhog, which got 45%. People like saying Roadhog nerfs Cryface, and my thought is you use that a lot anyways as Roadhog, so odds are you're going to be generating ultimate charge just by playing him with his self-heal. But in big news, something I didn't expect they would actually do is they decided that they were going to implement a one hero limit. Not a 5 hero limit, a 1 hero limit for each side during competitive matches. The thing they said is that they figured or found that parts of the problem were that there's a possibility that it's frustrating to play against. Like, it's supposed to be, mayhem in the middle of a, what's the word? Like a quick play match. But it was a little bit too much to deal with, say, in competitive. And there are some abuses you can do, like picking double of some things and just having a comp that just completely rushes a point and kills the enemy team before they can even either mount an offense or defense, before they can structure a proper offense or defense, meaning that you go in there, you clear them out, and then you just kind of win that point automatically. I don't know if that happens at lower levels, but most likely happens at higher levels. And then you have the ability to abuse the overtime clock, where I think a team was able to pick 6 divas and just completely and consistently keep them off of the point just by going in and just, shooting, since she has like technically 2 lives, and just going in at every point until the ult is up and then boom. So it's like there is a way to abuse it. Maybe some of the problems were just how the mechanics themselves worked, but there is a way to abuse it one way or another with hero stacking. I didn't think they would actually do it, but Blizzard's been full of surprises recently. Don't think there's anything really pressing else to talk about for Overwatch. Nah. At least there's other things, but I don't really care too much to cover those. Those are very generic. You can go see them in patch notes. Briefly, I just want to talk about Mighty Number 9. So that's a thing that exists. The only thing I would say is... Let me see... Anyways. Okay, so I did technically back that like a long while ago. And I kind of didn't really care too much about it after that. It was funny. I think I did it for like, 80 something? Meh. I didn't really catch up with the whole, hey, there's a whole lot of stuff going on and a lot of BS. And there's a lot of BS that went on with that. And it was like, too much more than I even want to get into. Things with like Iafune, people believing he is the one who created Mega Man and stuff. Not really. He's just a marketer, I believe, who did that, and it gets massively panned. Actually even had an argument today with peoples. But I do think that when I look at it, because I have played it, and there's a lot of BS, like, holy shit, why did I have to wait until the day of release to get a code through, what's the word? Code through the Humble Bundle in order to get that, especially when reviewers had the copy beforehand, but I think a lot of reviewers panned it because it was hyped up so much, and I do feel it was just a mediocre game, a bad Mega Man game, a game that has no legacy or pride of itself, just saying, hey, remember Mega Man? Well, I'm supposed to be Mega Man. Meh. There's some things that I think that were nice to it, but there's some concepts that are just like, eh. I don't want to go into a full review, but it's like dashing to go through enemies and to gain an upgrade, la 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 la, and I think a lot of the abilities were just kind of, they were broken and unbalanced, i.e. the only 3 of them were like even really good, and the other ones were like, meh. But no, like, the reason why I don't think it's like, what do you call it, a bad game is because I know that the console versions, I believe, were completely screwed up from the get-go, but the PC version is playable. So I've had someone tell me it's an unplayable mess. It's like, well, PC version, so you can't just say it's an unplayable mess. You have to be specific, because I did play it for a little bit. Didn't finish it, because I haven't finished a lot of things I wanted to do, so... I just think there's a lot of things. I don't think it's really worth the amount of hate it gets, but it's not really worth the thing. Letting go. Because it was going to get hate regardless of whether they released it or not. But forget about Mighty Number 9. Just go play a Mega Man. There is something that I technically played today that people have been playing for the past, I don't know if it's a week or just the weekend. Pokemon Go. I didn't play it until like today because there's several reasons. One, I had to delete stuff off my phone because just like everything else, I have to delete stuff off my phone in order to get it to fit. Because I either have too many games or just other stuff just taking up space. Yay. So that's the main reason. I wasn't all the rage about it, like saying, oh man, now I can go catch Pokemon. I mean, it's something that I would... Actually, I don't remember actually wanting to do that. I mean, I love Pokemon, but I never really remembered, oh man, I want to do that in real life. I don't think that was like a very big thing for me. I just love playing the game. So I wasn't really ready to hop on the bandwagon, especially when we talk about, oh, there's all these things, and then you got hatred here and hatred there about these different teams and colors, and I don't care. All I know is, as soon as I walked out to go get my mail, I caught an Eevee, which apparently is very coveted, I think. I know these things called Pokestops, which I know I have several near me, because I live on a college campus. But there's also another problem. The reason why I don't go out like some people kind of do just to randomly find stuff is because I also live in the goddamn desert. It's hot out. I go out, I'll get a heat stroke. And I'm also ginger. I won't just get a heat stroke, I'll combust. So yeah, that's the reason why I don't really have an incentive. Like, unless I just want to stay out after hours, after night has fallen, which I'm probably going to do today. But anyways, that's Pokemon Go. I don't know if I'm going to be super into it, especially since I have to use my data to use it. And I like to use my data for other things instead of something like that. That's just it. Random segue to something concerning League of Legends. I just saw it was an article, a very small one. I can't remember the website, but it was talking about I think it was talking about how, the fact is League of Legends has been bringing in the most money out of all MOBAs, Dota style games. But that's always been known that they've been doing that because they not only made the thing, pretty much popular, put it on the charts for being popular. Yeah, they also have a way to, people end up spending a lot more money than they think. But the reason why I bring this up is that when they said, game's not dead because of this. And my only thought is, that is completely unrepresentative of that argument. I don't think League of Legends is dying. Do I think it's going to be around within, 10 years? It'll probably be around, but it won't be as popular anymore, most likely, because, hell, we'll have to see about just 10, at its 10-year mark. It's currently at 6 years. Especially with all the changes that it's making. But I know it's not dying because if someone like GBay99 just gets an absolute thrill out of it and just doesn't really find Overwatch as appealing, then again, he has different sensibilities than other people. He really is into the highly competitive aspect and just couldn't get into the competitive thing and does not really like playing normals or anything like that nature in general in games. At least that's what he's pretty much said. Doesn't like playing normals in League, doesn't like playing normals or quick plays in, Overwatch. But when I look at the numbers, it's like Well, you can't say that less than 1 million people pay for the game. Well, there's a thing about free-to-play games. I don't know if Riot has these or if they even use this, but unfortunately there are a number of free-to-play games that market, or at least they have a term called whales. It's a horrible term, which are the people who go in and spend the most money. It's not like, okay, so we have this fan base or this player base that's like 50% of them throw out like $5 every now and then. No. It's more like 10% maybe or something that throw out thousands upon thousands of dollars. These are the people that keep the game afloat. I don't know how League of Legends has their thing, but I know that a lot of people do end up spending, well, okay, I've spent like what, maybe a couple hundred, maybe a little bit over 1,000 or two. Oh, well, I've spent like $5,000 on this thing. And then other. So yeah, it's completely unrepresentative because I'm thinking, okay, if you want to say the game is not dead, why don't I have statistics about, average play times, how often people play, average, times per month, per week, per day? Like, actual statistics and stuff that's relevant to players and playing? It just doesn't show me anything that says, this game is, alive and thriving. Just because it's bringing in money? I mean, yeah, it's one thing, but that doesn't mean that it's being played by everybody or something. Give me, numbers. I don't know where they get that. It's just I've seen a lot of people take this and saying, see, it's not dead. Well, first off, I said we never said it was dead. Some people say it's dying, but I haven't. But the next thing is we also see numbers and these other statistics. I even saw one where it's like League of Legends the most played game versus a whole lot of other games. One's a subscription-based game, wow, and other ones are like ones you pay to buy and play. And does it count? Does it really count? Because there's no barrier to entry. I'm just saying, it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of value to what is being said for this. It doesn't seem like this is conclusive. I've seen a lot of charts and graphs that say, here's a correlation, when it's kind of like, where? And a lot of people will say, oh, I see it, because they point it to you. But they don't actually analyze the graph. I don't know, I just thought that was just something interesting. It's the only thing I want to talk about. Again, I don't think the game is actually dying. I just think that someone on the outside saying, hey, here's the reason why not. I don't believe that you actually accomplished anything. Okay, so that said, I will be right back. I'm going to take a small break. I'm back from break. Just got a couple more games to talk about. Then I'm going to get into anime. I'm going to wrap up. I actually don't want to take too long because I've got dinner waiting. Okie dokie. So, there's another game that I have been playing just a little bit of. I haven't played it in a little while. And again, I haven't been playing anything regularly. Called Captain Forever Remix. I don't know if this is like a continuation or a remastering of a older game, but it's literally just, how do you say, playing toy spaceships. In the fact that you are a girl playing against her younger brother, but it's, I guess, like some sort of like role play, like where he, I guess, messed up the solar system, whatever. And she plays as Captain Forever, and what the entire idea is, you have this main little ship that you combine with a whole bunch of other parts that have, like, health, different abilities, like, just different abilities that help you out. One of them is, like, called Deadeye, which gives all your weapons the ability to... laser sights. Damn, I can't think. Anyways, then you also have, again, multitude of weapons. You also have thrusters. And it's not a game about building a perfect ship. It's a game about building a ship, shooting things. As soon as your thing's destroyed, you start building around it again and see if you can destroy more things. I haven't beat it yet. Or at least it's like a roguelite kind of game. Where, yes, you do, as soon as you die, you start all over again. But that's the whole point. You need to get, like, you unlock more models and stuff as time goes on. But in order to get those models, you have to start like taking the previous one and go all the way to a certain point in the game. Now they have a multitude of weapons. Some of them just like standard fire shots to Gatling guns to spread shots to saw blades and rocket launchers, or not rocket launchers, missile launchers. It's crazy because the missile launchers play completely different from saw blades, which I don't really like playing with saw blades, to be honest. It's a fun little joy. Yeah, it's not something I play every time because, let's be honest, as I said, it's all about kind of swapping on the fly. So if you have a build you really like, it'll get destroyed pretty quickly, most likely. But another game I was playing that has been taking, I believe, a little bit of been kind of spreading, called Fury. Yes, how do I say it? It's a difficult boss rush game. It's only boss rushes, which each battle takes probably 10-15 minutes to complete each boss, because there are multiple phases, and it's just very interesting. The art style is created by the creator of Afro Samurai, which is interesting, and it really does show. You're a guy that's freed from a prison cell, and you have to fight through other, I believe, either prisoners or something of the nature. I don't know, I haven't gotten through it. I've seen some of the future portions, but I'm not really going to go into there because I don't want to spoil it for myself. And let's be honest, I haven't really passed the third boss, although each one is very interesting in the fact that you have a single set of mechanics, a sword and a gun and a dash, mostly also a parry from the sword, and yeah, you just fight it. The third guy literally has the ability to stop time, but his first fight is literally a whole bunch of you shoot at these things and they bounce the bolts right back at you. It's mind-blowing. It has a wonderful soundtrack, and again, character designs are amazing. Hopefully I kind of want to see if I can stream that game. Alright, so going in from there to anime. Oh my god, I just realized something. I did not even put down the soloQue podcast screen thing. Well, oh well. Not like there's anything really important there, but hopefully I don't do that ever again. Anyways. So I'm going to put on the spoiler warning just because I'm going to start talking about anime. First one, My Hero Academia. This one's not really as much of a spoiler, but just in case, because usually I most likely spoil stuff for anime. So first off, My Hero Academia has been confirmed to get a Season 2. Not sure when we're getting it just yet. Season 1 in review. It was amazing, but it was only lacking in the fact that it got as far as it did because the first 13 episodes set up pretty much like the first 21 chapters, which was literally just set up for the rest of the series. So it's not the best stuff. It's just the first stuff. A lot of the awesome stuff comes in much later. It's like 1 to 13, so the last arc was the USJ arc, where you had All Might fighting against the Nomu and introducing the villains of Kurogiri, Shigaraki Tomura, and then a mysterious voice on the other end of the line. So who want All Might dead? You know, so we don't really get too much, but in Season 2, they're going to go into some of the better arcs, some of the awesome arcs. The Sports Festival arc, which is awesome because it's not villain based at all. It's literally just, you know, them in a sports festival. The next one, which a lot of people call the Stain arc, but it really is the work experience arc. So yes, for spoilers, that is the arc when Izuku does take some control over his power, which is awesome. Let's see. Anything else before I get on to the chapter? Right. Okay. So, the last chapter that was shown was chapter 98, and all of the characters moved into a dorm. It was very funny. It was I don't want to say lighthearted necessarily, because at the beginning they did say, look, if All Might didn't retire, I would have expelled all but three people, because one was kidnapped and the other two were hospitalized. The other ones, they had some knowledge of what the five Izuku, Tenya, Ida, Kirishima, I can't remember his first name, Momo, and Todoroki, or Shuto, what they all were doing, they were going to mount a thing. They said, please, just don't. Just don't do it without, telling anybody or going through the official channels. Don't do it yourself. So yeah, they got in a lot of fucking trouble, but at the same time, yeah. But the rest of the chapter was pretty awesome because they moved in and then they had a showcase of the rooms. I love this the most because it's something we don't get to see a whole lot of for all the characters. I want to see their personalities, especially expressed in their room. We already know who Izuku is, and yeah, his room, nothing but All Might stuff. He's perfectly embarrassed about it, and Ochiko's face was adorable. Actually, she was adorable the entire chapter. Trying to think of some other people, because then we have, like, Todoroki we don't get to see just yet. Tokoyami. He was funny because literally, edgelord. Everyone just calls him edgelord. Literally has not gotten out of that middle school kind of phase thing. Funny as shit. Kaminari literally just bought a whole bunch of stuff and stuffed it in his room because, hey, it's a dorm room, right? They call it Gotti, which is fucking hilarious. Ida. I liked Ida's room because it's like, well, nothing really out of sight here. Except he has books kind of everywhere. He's one of those people that didn't have a laptop or a computer of any description. And he even had like some books stacked on the floor, but he also had 3 racks of glasses. Oh my god, that like costs so much, dude. Only you'd be able to afford that. Just hilarious. Then you also have other places such as, let's see. Oh, I kind of skipped over this, but yeah, Minato's room, we didn't get to see it because he was just being creepy like he always is. Anyways, going on to I think it was Ojiro's room. I think that's what his name is. That's the guy with the tail. It's like, oh, it's normal. Yeah, it looks so. This is what normal's like, dude. You don't have to really think about anything yet because he didn't bring a whole lot. He just has a laptop. He has some stuff on the desk, but he didn't really like theme his room, which I don't know. It just makes me think like I'm not saying he's like a normal or just very. He just feels like a very I don't want to say bare bones, but kind of like just. How do you say it? He's not as high up as some other characters because all his quirk is literally just he has a tail and he doesn't do anything. Like, so he's not like anything super special. He practices martial arts, so yeah. So I guess you could call him like relatively normal in comparison, I guess. Whatever. Let's see, what else? Alright, so what's his name? Koto's room. I can't remember who it was. But it was the guy who can speak to animals. Now, this scene was the most adorable scene in the thing, not just because he, for some reason, has a bunny with him. They're like, man, it's like that's unfair. It's like, but the 2 girls, Mina and Ochako, oh my god, it was so freaking adorable. One, they were like, just playing with the bunny, like all petting it and everything, like, oh my god, it's cute. But they took a pair of Ida's glasses. Just like, oh, look, there are too many glasses here. What do you mean? And next scene, boom, they took a pair. Fuck it. It was hilarious. It was just, I actually mean in this entire episode. Oh, fuck, I didn't even talk about Tokoyami, that he's like, trivial, trying to act all cool and stuff, but both Mina and Hagaruke, I think that's how you pronounce her name, just like pushed him out of the way, and they're like, god damn it. It was hilarious. Oh, but there's like just a lot of things. It did end on a hey, we have like the boys being kind of unsatisfied because like, hey, if we're gonna actually have an actual competition, we have to see the girls' rooms. And I'll say this, no matter what the situation might be, it is the only fair thing. Because I do want to see the room. I want to see Mina Ashido's room. Because... sorry, like, distracted. Mina Ashido's room, because I just want to think, what is her room like? She's adorable as fuck, but she's also like a pink person that associates herself with the aliens from the Aliens franchise. So I'm like, oh my goodness, is she gonna have something kind of like crazy? I want to see the girl's room because actually, Jiro, the girl with the headphone jacks, also was just like super embarrassed, like, wait, what? But Mina was just like, yeah, okay, let's do it. She's adorable. Although, let's see, what else? That's all that happened in that chapter. What I'm hoping for the next chapter is we do get to see the other characters' rooms, because I do want to get into their heads a little bit more. What else? Oof. Alright, something I kind of discovered while looking at the, series is that, one, the series has some action to it, yes, but it's not like a super duper super action series, right? Like, think things like Fairy Tail, Bleach, and Naruto and all that stuff. My Hero Academia really is not like those series at all. Like, aside from Bleach, which kind of changed at one point, which has a similar aspect in the beginning, but changed again, My Hero Academia has always more or less been about character interactions, not fights. It's not a fight series. When people think, I think that people kind of are starting to understand how, what do you call it? How shonen isn't a genre. Shonen is a type of demographic. Quiet phone. But they usually associate it with like a ton of action, a ton of this, a ton of that. But it seems to be more or less still kind of categorized as a genre, which people think of it as like an action fight series. But what I look at My Hero Academia as not a fight series, not really much of an action series, but a character-driven series. That a lot of other series has fights more or less dictate and push the story along. While My Hero Academia, well, it has fights because of superheroes, and there's action because, well, honestly, you can always use a little action. But what really pushes the series forward is character interaction. That's why you have like a cast of 20 students and the teacher, All Might. It's like the series is really a drama, a comedic drama where character interaction matters more. It's not about making your main character the greatest and best hero. If anything, they're still trying to put him as the underdog, which Naruto did for a while, but it kind of veered off course, and I still do think that Boruto is just kind of redundant by this point. Whatever. But it was cool. Because when I realized this, because they have a lot of minor characters where you can kind of understand them. And again, like Tokoyami, we don't really... Tokoyami. We didn't really know too much about him, but we can kind of guess parts of his personality as time goes on. But then the room reveal just like, man, that just totally sold what his character is. It is funny. Basically, people said he's edgelord. He's pretty much that person who never really grew out of that middle school phase and isn't embarrassed to kind of have people see his room. It's like, that's the stuff he's into. He's kind of like, again, that goth kid who's kind of embarrassed for people to think he's the goth kid. Not exactly like that, because I don't know what it means to be goth, but that's kind of like if you have that thing where you know it's kind of like someone might judge you for it. But yeah, I like that about the series, where it does have all these sub-characters that do get development in some way, shape, or form. And we're starting to get more for other characters. But again, it's only like almost hitting the 100 mark, which a lot of other series go on for a long, long time. I really don't want to discuss the whole issue with, long-running shonen. demographic manga, but it's not as long as some others. But that's all I'm going to talk about for My Hero Academia, because there's also some other things I'm going to talk about. Let's see. Hunter x Hunter. I'm not going too much into Hunter x Hunter. I'm watching the anime. I'm actually crawling through the Chimera Ant arc nowadays. I'm not really getting too involved in it. I don't know. Maybe just because I'm not really getting involved with a lot of things. Then again, since My Hero Academia is over for the anime right now, the only thing I have left is really Thursdays for the chapter releases. And unfortunately, I'm not really going to be keeping up with the manga anymore because, well, I didn't keep up for it beforehand, and Tagashi started it again and then went again on hiatus with no clear end in sight. Man, I'm sorry. And I don't dog him for it and stuff, but damn. Like, 10 chapters in 2 years was like a while back. Just crazy stuff. So that's all I really can say. I don't dog him because it is health issues, but man, I can't really blame people for just wanting to be like, nah, mate, I'm just done. So I'm not done yet. I still love the series. I love the whole thing about Nen. I could make entire videos how awesome the series actually is and such. But the other thing I did see, I didn't really get too involved into it because I never read any like manga about it. But it's Mob Psycho 100. Just aired like about yesterday, I think it was, or was it Sunday? I don't remember the exact time frame, but all I know is it's another manga made directly by the the guy who made One Punch Man. Well, this is his actual published series, you know, which I actually don't know if it's published. I don't remember how it's made. I know he is making it, and probably self-publishing it, maybe online. I don't know. I didn't do much research, but the first episode, it was funny. It was also kind of interesting because it has one character, like, I don't know, just has this feel to it because the main character's, he's not aloof, but he's just not, like, aware because the person who's, I guess, apparently teaching him, or his partner or whatever, is a con artist, and it's super hilarious. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't really know what else to say about it because, I don't really have too much in the way of it. Honestly, I'm just going to kind of like wrap this up. Give me a moment. So, anyways, yeah, I have no real updates on anything right now. I don't have any plans or schedules or anything for like videos. I am hoping to do more, but I have decided on one really big thing to kind of stop announcing things at least on a stream, even if there's really no audience listening to me. That, hey, I'm not going to say I'm going to possibly do something because now it's kind of recorded there and that might make me lose all interest in it. But also because of this, I have decided I'm probably not going to do anything on the Old God set that I was going to do for like a long while. And I don't know, I just don't feel the motivation to do it anymore. And that's pretty much it. Because I said it a long while ago, I just don't feel like it. I mean, no one's really waiting on the series in the first place, so no harm, no foul. But yeah, hopefully I can get another, like, possibly shorter podcast up. Like, I kind of hope these to be like an hour and a half. I think they kind of get a little bit longer. I don't need them to be that long, honestly. Just, you know, thoughts from the week about anime, manga, and anything else I like. So with that said, yeah, YouTube is DRed Baron. My Twitter, DRedBaron90. And that's all for now. I'm going to leave this off with some music. Let's see, what did I want to leave this off on? Give me a second. There was a song I saw. Sorry, give me a moment. Alright, found it. Alright, well, anyways, I'm going to put on a metal cover of Disney's Hercules 0 to Hero. Enjoy.